In Aras, we have pre-created a system element and a requirement. The system element and requirement have been pre-synced to Enterprise Architect and IBM DOORS. Currently, Jira is empty. In Aras, let's create an ECR. Let's add details like the title and description. Once the details are added, we will mark it done to save it. The ECR is created successfully. OpsHub Integration Manager OIM is working in the background, will fetch the ECR and sync it to Enterprise Architect and DOORS with all the information intact. Navigating to EA, let's update the project to see if the ECR is visible. We can see the ECR is successfully reflected after the synchronization. In EA, the systems architect creates a new software requirement to be associated with the ECR. Now the systems architect creates an element type, selects the type as class. The element as class has been created. Now the systems architect goes on to create a diagram, adds the ECR, the system requirement, the software requirement, and both elements to the diagram. Links both the elements with the requirement and both the requirements with the ECR. Now changes the status of the pre-synced requirement from proposed to mandatory. The newly created software requirement and element will sync to Aras and DOORS bidirectionally, preserving the relationship established in EA. So shall the revised requirement status auto-update in Aras and DOORS. In EA, the systems architect also makes changes to the ECR. The changes will automatically be reflected in the Aras ECR without any manual effort. Navigating to Aras to validate the synchronization, in Aras we can see that the element block created in EA is visible post-synchronization. Similarly, the software requirement created in EA is reflected in Aras as well. The updated status from EA is also available. Let's move to the ECR in Aras to check the synchronizations from EA. We can see the linkage created in EA between the requirements and ECR is preserved in Aras, enabling complete traceability between the tools. The same information is preserved in DOORS. The requirements are reflected from EA to DOORS with the status intact. In DOORS, let's change the status of both requirements from pending to approved. The status change will near real-time sync to EA and Aras. In Aras, we can see the status update is successful. In EA, under the properties, for both requirements, we will see the status has been updated as approved, maintaining one single source of truth across Aras, DOORS, and EA. Going back to ECR in Aras, looking at the completed status of the requirements, let's mark the ECR status as approved. The ECR with the updated status will be reflected in Jira after successful sync. Now to Jira to see all the synced data. In Jira, the ECR has synced as an epic and the software requirement as a story. In the software requirement, we can see the linkage with the ECR preserved, providing full traceability between the tools. In the software requirement, the developer now changes the status to done as well. Let's move to Aras to check if the synchronization from Jira is successful. In Aras, we can see the software requirement is marked completed since the developer closed the same story in Jira. Therefore, in Aras, let's mark the ECR status to completed. This change will sync to DOORS, EA, and Jira respectively. That completes the demo. Thank you for watching.